Good morning. Welcome to Sunday yoga class today. I'm so happy to be here. I feel like I'm a gypsy. Every week I find the spot that works, and today this is really ideal place for me. It's the clubhouse. I'm still visiting my daughter. So today's class is going to be a little flowy, and the main focus today is going to be finding contentment. In yoga, the word refers to santosha. It has a wonderful sound to it. Santosha means contentment. And in these very challenging times, the practice of yoga allows us that platform to really explore, to find the challenges in a safe environment, and to still find a sense of calmness and peace within us. So I will still give some cues about alignment, because that's the big part of my teaching, but I will not give consistent alignment cues as if you've been doing my class for a long time, you already know a big part of all the cues. But today I would like to invite you to feel, to notice when you catch yourself challenged. We all want to be challenged because that's how we get stronger and wiser, but find a sense of contentment in that particular challenge. And that may mean that you have to back off a little bit, and as always, if you are nursing an injury, please listen to your body, modify where you need to. The practice today has a lot of hip openings. I recommend having 2 blocks. As I said, I don't have all my stuff with me, so I have 2 balls that I'm going to use as my blocks today. So if you have Tupperware, anything, even small stool, whatever it is that would assist you, please bring it by. And having a strap or a tie is always nice to have near you. So you have all the props that can assist you to bring your practice to a more comfortable place and a happier place within you. We will get our class with child's pose. Go to the back of your mat. Bring the big toes together. If you're super flexible, I would recommend to bring your knees a little closer. If you're not that flexible, bring your knees wider and maybe even a block between your thighs. Extend your arms out. Spread your fingers wide and then draw your forehead to the floor. Bring yourself a few breaths here to invite you to your personal space. Stay in child's pose, please. And then with each breath, the whole practice of yoga is not just the physical movement that we do. Yoga is a much bigger platform of awareness, wisdom, learning our inner layers of the being, not just the physical, but the mental, the spiritual. Your breath and your inner gaze for now, we'll treat it as an inner flashlight. So from your third eye, turn on your inner flashlight. Having eyes within your body allows you to have more clarity, and start to bring awareness to your breath. Notice the expansion of your chest, your ribcage expanding. And then exhale, let it go. Inhale and exhale. Now turn the light on in your ribcage and envision this little accordion within your chest cavity. On the inhale, expanding your chest, your ribcage to the right, to the left, to the front and to the back of your ribs. And then exhale longer than your inhalation. With each inhalation, add a pause at the top of your breath. Notice and feel what the feedback that you're getting. And from that space, vacuum all the toxins, the tension out of your system. Allow that flow of breath to create a sense of awakening with each and every cell in your body. With your next breath, gaze forward, lift your chest up, and now walk your hands over to the left. Cupcake your fingertips, cupcake your hands to the floor, and now draw your hips back. Turn the light on through your right fingertips all the way to your right shoulder, your rib cage, the right side of your rib cage, and your right hip. Pause at the top of your breath. Notice. Exhale. From here, lower your left forearm to the floor, and now lift your right hand up. Take your left forearm by your left ankle, all the way down to the floor. Now lift your right arm. Lift your rib cage up, breathe. Gazing up or gazing down, wherever you feel the sense of santosha, contentment. Breathe in. And now slowly lead with your right hand. Inhale, come all the way forward. And then travel your arms over to the left. Cupcake your hands. Draw the left shoulder away from your ear. And now turn the light on from your left fingertips to your left shoulder, to your left rib cage, your hips. Pause at the top of your breath. Pause at the bottom of your exhalation. And I envision your whole left side body is turned on. There is a bright light. With your next breath, bring your right forearm down to the floor, right by your ankle. Lift your left arm all the way up, and now your palm over your ear. Breathe here. Notice your blind spots, and that's where you turn your inner light and then shine your inner breath in there. Breathing, find a sense of contentment until you feel stuck, and then notice where do you need to breathe in and out of. Slowly, slowly, leading with your left hand, come all the way forward and come all the way to all fours. Bring your knees under your hips. Press your fingers wide. Inner elbows forward, and now push the floor to create space between your shoulder blades. Inhale forward. Exhale, belly in and drop your hips over to the right, gaze over to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Every step of the way in the practice of yoga is an opportunity to investigate, to be curious, to dissect the sensations. Inhale, come center. And now from here, turn your palms facing your knees. If you're super flexible, your hands will be further away from your knees. If you're not that flexible, bring your hand closer. Also okay to take your fingers out slightly. Tuck your toes under. Inhale, drop your belly in. Exhale, round your spine. little bit of free movement. Try not to be so rigid. Make it your own. Inhale. Inhale, drop your belly in. Shine your chest, collarbones. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone round your spine. 2 more, just like that. Inhale, lower, open your chest, open your heart. Exhale, tuck your tailbone round your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly peel your hands. Sit on your heels in a little circles. And then another. Remember, our focus today is to find santosha, contentment with each and every pose. Every pose could be a situation in our lives, and how can we use the right tools to find the inner light even in the darkest moments. Slowly release your arms, come again to all fours. Extend your left leg behind you, the ball of the foot on the floor. Press the ball of your foot to the back wall and get a nice calf stretch here. Inhale, gaze forward, come to your tippy toes. Exhale, draw your heel back. With your next breath, ground your left heel down to the floor. Walk your hands forward slightly. Inhale. On the exhale, draw your hips back. Gaze under your left armpit. Get a beautiful lateral stretch here. Slowly gaze forward. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Extend the left leg. Now, it's not necessary to lift your leg super high. You want to maintain a natural spine. So your leg, as long as you're feeling your glutes, that's good. All 5 toes are down. And now your right hand, make a fist with your hand. Feel the action in your upper back. Relax the right foot down. Inhale here, squeeze. On the exhale, knee to your elbow, round your spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Hug your belly into your spine. Just one more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lengthen. Lower your right hand down. Take your left leg all the way to the right. Tuck your toes under and gaze over the right shoulder. Chest is shining towards the crown of your head. Breathe here, lengthen. With your next breath, gaze forward, lift your left leg up, use your core, and bring your left foot 45 degrees outside of your mat. Align your right hand with your right shoulder. Bend your left elbow, inhale, and then extend the elbow. Breathe here, draw your hips back slightly. Externally rotate the right shoulder and breathe. When you catch yourself not breathing, that means that you either in your head or you overdone something. So find that sense of peace in your body. Breathe here. With your next breath, lower your left hand down and now draw your hips to the left. You're getting a nice inner groin, nice stretch here. Breathe here. Inhale, come back. Take your left leg back again, all the way behind you. Tuck your toes under, gaze over the right shoulder. If you want a little bit more, bring your left hand closer, and then bend the right elbow, and then open your heart. Slowly release your right hand down. Bring both hands under your shoulders And then bring your left leg again, 45 degrees. Open again. Repetition helps the brain to understand that's where we want to be. Breathe here. And now from here, take your left hand to your hip. Heel toe your left foot to come forward. So you're in low lunge. Find your blocks. Frame your left foot, lift up your back heel. And find yourself in a lunge here. Shift forward, inhale, open your heart. Exhale, straighten your legs. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Go at your comfort zone. Inhale, you can bend your knee behind you. Lift your heart. Exhale, lengthen. Breathe, lengthen your chest forward. Inhale, bend, lift your heart. Exhale, lengthen once again. And at this time, walk your blocks to the inside, traveling towards the right leg. Lift your left toes off the floor. Turn your right foot to the right, Skandasana. You don't have to go super low, just stay high. If you don't have a block, you can go to your fingertips. You can put your hands on your hips. Draw those hips back. Breathe. Starting early, opening the hips. And now from here, gaze to the front of your mat. Walk your blocks with you. Lift your back heel. Frame your left foot with your hands, inhale, and then slowly go to downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide, index finger facing the top of your mat. And now bend your knees and lift your hips high. Broaden the space between your shoulder blades. Breathe here. And then slowly straighten one knee at a time. Again, make it fluid, let it feel good. You can twist your chest a little bit, your spine. And then find stillness, breathe here, inhale. Lift your kneecaps. Lift the front of your thigh muscles up towards your lower belly. And then gaze forward. Bend your knees down to the floor slowly. Good. Extend your right leg behind you, ball of the foot on the floor. Get the calf stretched, press the ball of your foot, press the heel back. Inhale, come to your tippy toes. Exhale, press your heel back. Good. With your next breath, flatten your right foot to the floor. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Inhale, and now draw your hips back. Gaze under your right armpit. Open your right side. Breathe into those intercostal muscles, the muscles between your rib cage. Expand your chest. And allow your inner light to flow through your body. Slowly, slowly. Come up center. Lift your right heel up. Bring your hands under your shoulder. Lift your left hand and make a fist with your left hand. Feel the strength. Draw the upper arm. And now lift your right leg up. Hug your belly in. Inhale. Exhale, knee to your elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze it. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lengthen. Lower your left hand. Take your right leg all the way behind you. Tuck the toes under. Gaze over the left shoulder. Now the tendency here is to get buried, your ears are buried in your shoulders. Shine and hike up your chest. Bring your chest forward towards your chin and feel the length. Breathe here. Inhale, gaze forward. Bring your right leg up and all the way to the right, 45 degrees. So your foot is outside of your mat, 45. Your left hand is aligned with your left shoulder. Bend the right elbow, inhale. Exhale, extend the arm and draw the hips back. Close your eyes, notice, feel. Inhale, gaze down, bring your right hand down, and now draw your hips to the right. Bring your inner left knee energetically towards your right heel. Opening the hips in all directions. And again, come back to neutral inhale. Use the power of your glutes to lift up your right leg all the way behind you. Again, inhale, gaze over to the left. Stay here, or if you like some more, bring your right hand closer to you. Bend the left elbow, squeeze your inner legs. Bend the left elbow and then open. Push the floor with your right shoulder. Lift your chest forward. Breathe here. Good. Slowly lower your left hand. Bring your hands under you. Use your core and now bring your right leg all the way to 45 degrees. We'll do it one more time. Inhale, bend the elbow, lift. Exhale, extend. Draw the hips back. Inhale, lower your right hand, draw your hips to the right. Open a little bit more. Again, try not to be just in the movement, but in the sensations. Each pose, where can you find some peace, quietness of the mind and the body? And then from here, come back center. Take your right hand to your hip. Heel to your right foot or walk your right foot to the front of your mat. Find your blocks or your fingertips. Lift up your back knee. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, draw the hips back. Straighten your legs, any amount. Inhale, bend the front knee, maybe even the bottom of the left knee. Lift your heart. Exhale, draw the hips back. Inhale, open. Last time. Exhale, lengthen. Draw the hips. Shine your chest forward, shoulders away from your ears. And now with your next breath, walk your blocks to the left. Lift up your right toes and then pivot your left foot to the side. Bend your left knee, Skandasana. Again, don't go too deep here. We're just warming up. Breathe. Your job as a practitioner is always to investigate, where am I challenged? Where is the feedback? And that's where you have to turn your inner light there, and that's where you have to breathe in and out. Try to stay out of your head. When we stay in our head, we become blind to the truth. So breathe. Slowly, slowly walk your hands to the right. Lift up your back heel. Shift your weight back to come to the front of your mat. Take your blocks to the in front of you. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Neutral spine. Exhale, flex your spine, forward, forward. Again, inner legs active. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Shoulders back, chest forward. Exhale, forward, forward. Stay in the forward fold. Feel free to bend your knees. Feel free to open your feet a little wider and take your palms behind your calves. Draw the shoulders back. Lift your hips high. Sitting bones up. Lift your kneecaps. Relax your head side to side. Notice your left foot. Notice your right foot on the mat. long neck. And now slowly bend your knees, hands to your hips with the power of your glutes and your core. Slowly come all the way up. And a few shoulder rolls here. Open your feet wide. If you have a strap, I would recommend to use it, even if you are flexible. Okay. Feet are wide. Take the strap behind you. Just about maybe 1.5 feet, slightly wider than your shoulders. And now press your feet strongly to the mat. Squeeze your inner thighs, lift your chest. Draw the shoulders back and down. Lift your heart, lift your back ribs. So don't let it come from your low back, let it come from the back of your ribs. Open your chest, inhale. And now on the exhale, engage your core, forward fold. Bring your arms forward, draw the shoulder blades back and down. Again, lift your kneecaps. Lengthen from your back, from the back of your heel to your sitting bones, up. Lift from your waistline up and over your thighs. Turn your head, say no and yes. Bend your knees, power your belly, gaze forward with the power of your glutes and your core. Come all the way up. Very nice. Release your strap side. Roll your shoulders back a couple of times. And then bring your feet together. We'll find Tadasana, mountain pose. Spread the mount of your toes. Spread your toes wide. And now feel the corners of your mount of your big toe, little toe, center of your heel. So we're connecting the 3 arches of the feet. From the inner arch, feel the power coming up. Engage your core, shoulders over your hips. Hands alongside your body. Crown of the head long. Gaze is soft. Tadasana, mountain pose. Stand strong and stand long. Breathe. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bow your head to your heart. Find contentment through your practice today. Where you feel challenged, celebrate. Only through the challenges we can create and bring the inner light to the challenge, wherever that is, on the mat or off the mat. Inhale, lift your arms up, Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, left leg goes back, left knee down to the floor. Squeeze your inner thighs together, relax the back foot for now. Lift your chest up. Now, draw the right heel towards your left knee and feel the engagement. Lift your hip points up. Your right hand goes to the outside of your right knee. Turn your left palm up and reach over your ear. Feel a beautiful psoas stretch here. Again, lateral side, intercostal muscles. Breathe and breathe. Allow your breath to be at ease. Feel the resistance between your outer knee and your hand, trying to adapt but isometrically resisting, creating that stability in the hip. And then slowly come up. We'll change the hands. Take your left hand to the inside of your knee. Turn your right palm up and then side bending to the left. Shine your left rib cage forward and towards the ceiling. And now feel the resistance between your left hand and your inner knee, creating stability with your inner thigh. slowly, slowly gaze forward. Find your blocks if you have them. Tuck your left toes under, hamstring stretch. Draw your knees, your blocks back if you like, and now draw the right heel energetically to the right sitting bone. Dorsiflex your ankles, spread your toes, breathe. Feel free to bend and straighten your front knee. There are no laws. The only law is listen to your body. Breathe. Slowly, slowly come forward, bend your right knee, take the blocks to the side, lift up your back knee, downward facing dog. Come all the way to plank pose, walk your feet just about 1 inch, come all the way to plank pose, shoulders over your wrist. Push the floor, broaden your shoulder blades, lower your knees down, lower your chest, all the way down. Bring your hands by your upper ribs, draw the shoulders back, baby cobra. Lengthen, breathe. Inhale here, push the floor to come all the way up, downward facing dog. Breathe. If you need child pose at any time. Feet together, left leg lift, all 5 toes are down. Gaze forward, knee to your chin. Come all the way to your right tip of your toes, squeeze around your spine. Inhale, lengthen your left leg. Exhale, knee to your chin, squeeze and round. Gaze forward, bring your left foot forward. Take your time, ground your right leg, warrior 2. Now, power up to come all the way up. Both legs will be straight for now. Take your hands to your rib cage. First, bend your left knee to align with your second toe, and now turn your rib cage to the right. Breathe here, ground yourself, lower your hips down, extend your arms. Allow your right thigh to be strong. Breathe. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Inhale, turn your left palm up. Bring your right hand forward. Samurai Orly. Breathe. Lift your chest, lift your rib cage. Ground the outer blade with your right foot. Are you smiling? Breathe here. Good. Slowly, slowly open your arms over your head. Bring your left forearm to your thigh, right hand up and over your ear. Draw the hips back, lift your rib cage, and now shine your left rib cage towards the ceiling. Breathe. With the next breath, come all the way up. Again, lift your left toes, turn your right foot to the right, bend your right knee. Maybe your fingertips on the floor, maybe you're on a block. Whatever works for you, but try to go every time a little bit lower. Give some love to your knee, turn the light on in your right knee, breathe. Your right heel could be off the floor. Breathe here. Now slowly, slowly, power up, come all the way up, come to the front of your mat, lift your back heel, and we're coming into easy twist. Left bend, bend the left elbow up, inhale, exhale, open. Squeeze, the back leg is strong. Feel free to lower your right knee down. Remember, you're here for fun. You're here to explore and learn. Inhale, gaze forward. Bring your left hand down to the floor. Heel toe your left foot to the left slightly. And now bring your right leg outside of your right pinky finger. You're coming into low lunge, Balasana here, yogic squat. For some of you, you have to sit on a block. For some of you, you might be off your heels for now. But wherever you are, just be happy. Try to find contentment here. If you're where I am, for the most part, then Lift your chest, resist your upper arms into the inner leg, and breathe. Inhale, gaze forward, lower your hands down to the floor, power your hips and your belly, slowly come all the way up. Turn your feet in, hands to your hips, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward, lower. One more time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward. Bend your knees, hands to your hips, power your belly and core, slowly push all the way up, hands over your head. Urdhva Namaskar, hands to your heart center. Take a moment, unload, we go, we vacuum, we chisel, and then we eliminate all the toxins and the negativity. Breathe in. Side B, inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, right leg goes back, right knee down to the floor. Relax the back foot, lift your chest up. Draw the left heel towards your right knee, feel the energy there. Take your left hand to the outside of your left knee. Right palm turns up and over your ear. Lengthen here. Create that resistance with your hand and your thigh. Breathe. Beautiful psoas stretch here. Notice if you're breathing. Notice if your body is quiet. And let the flow of your breath and your inner shining light to create a sense of calmness. Let's change that. Right hand goes to the inside. Resist your inner knee, your inner thigh to your hand. Turn your left palm up and side bending to the right. Draw the right rib cage forward and towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Good. Slowly, slowly frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes under. Find your blocks. Walk your right knee back slightly, hamstring stretch. As I said before, feel free to bend and stretch it a few times. When you do that, you're hydrating the joint with synovial fluid and promoting blood flow. And then when you find ease, you stay. Breathe. Now the tendency here for the shoulders to come towards the ears. Let's create space, but bring the ribcage towards your chin. So you broaden your chest, your collarbones are up and shining, smiling, breathe. Notice the connection between your breath, your gaze, and your sensation of your stretch. That's where you shine your breath, nurture. Slowly gaze forward. Bring your hands forward. Lift up your back knee, downward facing dog. Each time, lift your kneecaps more, lift your lower abdomen, the front of your thighs up. Feet together, right leg lifts. All 5 toes are down, spread your toes. Inhale. Exhale, knee to your chin, round your spine, come to your tippy toes. Inhale, lengthen. Lower your right leg. Come into plank pose. I was ahead of myself. Push the floor. You can stay in plank pose. You can lower your knees. You can come to any variation of chaturanga. Lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Here we go. Right leg lifts. Inhale. Exhale, knee to your chin, round your spine. Lengthen the leg, inhale. Right knee to your chin, round, 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 gaze forward, bring your right foot forward. Pivot your left foot back. Align your right heel with your right inner arch. Come all the way up. Hands to your ribs. Gaze towards your right knee. Bend the right knee towards your second toe. And find the right length of your feet. You want your legs to be pretty wide. Now turn your ribs to the left. You get lower. Engage your left thigh. Extend your arms. Warrior two. Again, this could be a challenging situation in our life. How can you untangle? How can you find some peace in this place? With your next breath, turn your right palm all the way up. Bring your left hand forward. Breathe here. Draw the right hip back. Breathe. Strong legs. Good. With your next breath, lift your left arm up over your head. Lower your right forearm to your thigh, or to a block, or to the floor, wherever you are. Turn your left arm over your ear. And now bring your right rib cage towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Lengthen the rib cage towards the crown of your head. Slowly, slowly come all the way up. Skandasana, lift up your right toes. Turn your left toes to the left and come back on your seat. Bend the left knee. Maybe you go a little lower, your hands on the floor, on a block, wherever you are. Breathe here. Good. Slowly, slowly push the floor. Come all the way to the front of your mat again. Lift up your back heel. Easy twist. Your knee can come down to the floor. Bend your right elbow first. It's much friendlier for the shoulder. And then we externally rotate, lift. As I said, keep your knee down or up. If it's up, keep it active. Hug your right knee into the midline. And then your rib cage wants to reach towards the crown of your head. Good. Gaze down. Bring your right hand down. Heel toe your right foot to the right, toes are facing out, and now bring your left foot to the outside of your pinky finger. Come down and sit. Malasana, I said hips today, so there is going to be some strength, there's going to be some opening, all of those work together, and the important part is the mobility. So, I'm going to walk my feet just slightly back, okay? If you need a block to sit on, please feel free to do so. If you are here and that's more than enough for you, stay. Another nice variation is to really come low or higher up on your arms, and then you're going to resist your palms. Open your palms wide. That's going to open your hips. Bring your hands wide, and then just come to your tippy toes. And now we're going to open the inner groins a little bit more, but lengthen your chest forward. Breathe here. You can do that a few times. Come back, get a little rest. Inhale, come a little higher on your upper arms. Open your hands wide and come to your tippy toes. Breathe here, squeeze. Nice. Slowly, slowly come back to your heels. Bring your hands in front of you. Come all the way to forward fold. Heel toe your toes to the center, to neutral. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Hands can be on your shins or blocks. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Bend your knees, hands to your hips. Power and come all the way up. Urdhva Namaskar, hands to your heart center. I'm getting more, my heart rate is coming up as well. Through the heat, we get deeper and deeper into the practice. Okay, carrying on. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg goes back. Keep your knee off the floor, squeeze. If you need to bring your knee down, always go ahead and do so. Squeeze and lift your left kneecap. Lift your arms into crescent pose. Breathe here. Lift your hip points. Left glute is active. Find some contentment here. Breathe. Lower your left knee down to the floor. Whipping your arms to the right. Lengthen your chest. Breathe. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your knee. Option, keep your knee on the floor or come with me and open your arms to the right. Lift your chest, breathe. Inhale, gaze forward. Lower your hands down. Bring your left leg in slightly. Pyramid pose. Find the blocks if your head bent. Draw your hips back. Draw the right hip back. Lengthen halfway. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Some of you that are more flexible, feel free to take your palms to face your back of the mat. Bring your chest long, shoulders away from your ears. Engage your kneecaps. If you want more challenge, you can lift your hands behind your right thigh, but let them hover over. So you're not touching. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh. Good. Slowly bend your right knee slightly. Bring the blocks out of your way. Walk your left leg back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come all the way forward, plank pose. Stay here or come to Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog or cobra, any variation that works for you today. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feet together, left leg lifts. Inhale. Exhale, knee to your right elbow, twist it, lift your knee high. Breathe, use your core. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to your right elbow, go slow, high. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gaze forward, left foot forward, Trikonasana. Pivot your right foot. Find your block on the outside of your left foot and then come all the way up. Right hand to your hip. Take your left hand to your thigh. And then from here, we're going to come down, down, down until you feel your edge. That's your maximum. Travel down, travel down, travel down. Go from here, open your ribs, open your heart. Lift your right arm up. Lift your right heel for a moment and pivot your right heel back. That's going to open your hip a little more. And now draw the chest forward towards the crown of your head. Breathe here. Trikonasana, lengthen your hips back. Slowly, slowly come up. Skandasana again. Hands to your heart center. Pivot your right foot to the right. Come a little lower. Breathe. Use any variation that works for you. One variation is to keep your hands to your heart center. Take your right hand to the outside. I'll turn around so you can see. So from here, you can again do the same thing we did with half crow, with the crow prep, and then take your right hand out. Resist. Your left hand can be into your heart or on the floor, but you're still opening the hips. Lift your pelvic floor in and out. Breathe. Good. From here, inhale. Come all the way up and come to the front of your mat into a lunge pose. Lift up your back heel. This time bend your left elbow and go to the outer blade of both feet. Breathing, you can lower your right knee down. It feels great either way. Breathe here. down. Your left foot, bring the left foot in slightly. Bring your left hand down slightly, down. All the words are lost today. Okay, lift up your back knee, so you're into a runner's lunge, and I bring your right foot forward. Lower your hips down. Okay, this is the third time we're doing Malasana. So, either you're gonna come back, I'm gonna walk back so I have some space here. I'm gonna come low, and again, I'm gonna come high on my upper arms. If you already know crow, go for it. If you wanna do crow prep, we came earlier and we brought the chest forward. You could bring your block on the low setting only, and then bring your arms again wide, come to your tippy toes. For some of you, you're gonna put just your head on the block and maybe lift one foot and then the other. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep that resistance, lift your tailbone, lift your lower belly. Slowly, slowly come down. Oh, great. And then all the way up. Bring your feet to neutral. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Exhale, forward, forward. Bend your knees, hands to your hips. Power your belly, your glutes, come all the way up. Urdhva Namaskara. Hands to your heart center. Take a moment, hands to your heart center. Find Santosha. Let all the vibrations of your heat, the detox, settle down. Feel that weight coming off your shoulders, and then you're giving yourself an internal massage. Breathe. Long breath, long exhalations. Open your eyes, open your feet wide before we go to the other side, and then just rock and roll with your arms. Come to the right tippy toes and gaze to the left. Come to the left tippy toes and then gaze to the right. Feel that freedom. You can make some noises. Exhale it out. The more we let go, the more we detoxify, the more freedom and peace we have. The clearer we can see our inner self and the outer world. And slowly release it. Bring your feet together. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right leg goes back. Bend your knees, squeeze your inner thighs. Lift your right kneecap up. Engage it. Lift your chest. Lift your arms. Crescent pose. Remember, the right knee can always come down. Squeeze your inner thighs. Lift your hip points up so you're lengthening through the lower belly. Breathe here. Inhale here. Lower your right knee down to the floor. Open your arms to the left. Let the rotation come from your ribcage. So get tall on your low back and then rotate. Breathe. Your heart rate is coming up, so try to find that calmness within you. Inhale, lift your arms up, gaze forward, lift your right knee up. Crescent pose, breathe. Inhale. Exhale, lower your knee or stay with me, open your arms to the left. Right knee wants to collapse, try to lift it up. For 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly frame your left foot, downward facing dog. Breathe, or child's pose. Inhale, plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feet together. Right leg lifts, all 5 toes are down. Knee to your left elbow, twist, come high. Extend the right leg out. Inhale, knee to your elbow, twist, breathe. Lift it up. Inhale, gaze forward, right foot forward, Trikonasana. Pivot your left foot. Align your heel, your right heel with your left inner arch of the left foot. And now take your right hand to your thigh, take your left hand to your hip. Turn your ribs to the left slightly, and now come down your arm. If you have a block and you want to use it outside of your right foot, feel free to do so, maybe on the toe setting, and then come all the way down. Find your edge. The important part here, you don't want your chest to come forward, okay? You want it to be back. And now lengthen, lengthen, shine your right ribcage towards the ceiling, and then lift your left arm. Now, lift your left heel slightly and pivot it backwards. Then come a little lower. Engage your inner thighs. Bring the front of your lower ribs towards your spine. Breathe. Good. Slowly, slowly come up. Lift up your right toes, turn your left foot to the left Skandasana. Any variation that works for you. Now notice maybe your left hip feels differently than the right hip. If you want to come a little lower and resist with your arm, you can do that too. You can lift one hand. You can bring both hands to your heart center, or if you have a bind, you know where you are. Please feel free to explore. And if you feel that you want to challenge yourself a little more, go a little bit beyond your comfort zone and then see the feedback. Notice the feedback. We only learn through falling, and I've done that many times and I still do. All right, from here, push the floor, come all the way up to the front of your mat, lift up your back heel. We're in this runner's lunge again, and now we're going to go to the outer leg of your right and left foot for variation. Lift your right arm. If that's too much for you, lower your left knee, especially if you may have knee injury, then protect your body. Draw the right hip back, lift your chest, breathe. Nice. From here, gaze forward. Bring your right foot up a little bit, lift up your back heel, both hands down, and now bring your left foot outside of your left pinky fingers. Walk back a little bit towards the back, like the third part of your mat, and come down. Here's your fourth and final Malasana. Wherever you are, stay. If you already know how to do crow, you'll follow me. If you're still working on wherever you are, just open your hips. Just use the explorations we did, or taking your head on the block, okay? If you're already proficient in crow pose, you may want to come to a tripod headstand foam crow. So you're going to come again just like that. You're going to bring your hands forward, come onto your tippy toes, gaze forward, lift your feet. Okay? For many of you, this is more than enough. If you want to come further, you're going to come up and then lower your head to the floor. Right there. Maybe bring more weight forward, and then you're going to lift one leg, maybe another leg. Whatever you are, just explore. I'm not going all the way, just to show you that you can have different variations. And then come down, lower down. Take child's pose. Breathe here. Take a moment. Again, don't be afraid not to be perfect, because life is not perfect. And if everything was perfect, we wouldn't even know what to do. Breathe. Shift your hips from the right to the left. moment, breathe. Good. Come all the way to all fours. Tuck your toes under. Come all the way upright. Take your hands behind you. Lift your shoulders up and back. Another tendency again is to stabilize through the low back. What I'd like for you to do is to think of a little ball of light right below your shoulder blade. Turn that on and let this initiate the movement. So you're not going to compress your low back. So step one is engage your glutes. Pelvic floor in and up. And I turn that little switchboard below your shoulder blades and lift it up. Keep lifting your back ribs up, up, up. Shoulders back and down. Soften your gaze. Find contentment here. Breathe and breathe. If you want any further, take your hands to your heels or lower down your thighs. Keep your hips forward. Breathe. Camel pose here, Ustrasana. Keep lifting your chest up and forward. Tongue to the roof of your mouth, tongue to the roof of your mouth, and then lift, your head will come last. Squeeze your glutes to protect your lower back. Slowly, slowly release your hands. Let your head come last. Lower and down. Very nice. From here, take your left leg out to the left. Align your foot with your knee. Walk your left hand in front of you. Slide your right arm all the way under. Threading the needle here. Draw the hips back. Draw the right shoulder, the right hip to the right. So you're giving yourself an internal adjustment. Breathe fully, generously into the blind spots. Pause at the top of your breath. If you like to balance from here using some core, bend your left elbow by your chest. Engage your spine strong. Engage your left glute and then lift your left leg up. Any variation that works for you. Some of you can even bring the right foot up. Engage, engage, engage. Slowly come down wherever you are and come into all fours. Shake it off side to side. Good. Side B. Right leg goes out. Align your right foot with your left knee. Walk your right hand in front of you. Slide your left arm all the way under, as far in as you possibly can. Now draw the left shoulder, the left hip to the left. If you need to bend your right knee, feel free to do so. Breathe. Envision your shoulders have lungs. Envision your hips have lungs. Stretch out, expand the space within your tissue, within your thoughts. Soften your eyebrows. If you like to balance, bring your right hand by your chest. Engage your spine first, engage your right glute, and then lift up your leg. If you want more, squeeze you in the thighs even more, lift up your left foot. Keep breathing. Okay. Slowly, slowly, wherever you are, lower down. Come all the way to all fours. Bring your knees off the floor. Lift your feet. Lift your knees off the floor and then come all the way to a short down dog and walk your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, scroll that all the way up. Hands to your heart center. Take a moment here again. Notice every pose that we move forward, you are wiser. Because hopefully you notice and you remind yourself that through your challenges, through the vibrations of your body, when you come out of it and you take a pause, you really feel that sense of heat, the warmth within your body, healing. We'll come into balancing small sequence. So come to the wide part of your mat. Stand strong on your right leg. Lift up your left heel. Bring into tree pose. So bring your left leg in above or below your knee. And make sure that your right hip, we've done that in classes before, where the hip wants to jut out, we're gonna adapt the hip to the midline. Breathe here, squeeze. Find any variation of tree pose that works for you. Again, go out of your comfort zone, something that you don't typically do in tree pose. With your arms, you can twist, you can use different variation of your hands behind you. You can come to a prayer pose arm. You can come to holding opposite elbows, wherever you are. But feel the strength of the standing leg. Breathe here. Okay, now, wherever you are, release your arms alongside your hips and bring your left knee forward in front of you. Micro bend the right knee and now come into warrior 3, left leg behind you, chest comes forward, all 5 toes are down. Squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your inner thighs and breathe. Inhale here. If you like to open your arms out in airplane or in a T or forward, is a lot more challenging. Oh, and bring your feet together. Shake it off, shake it off. Breathe in and exhale out through the mouth. Shake your hips slightly. And again, I'm taking an inventory. I notice I need to work on this a little bit more. So, that will be my homework. Bring awareness to your left leg, strong. Lift up your right heel. Come into your tree pose. Maybe into Anjali Mudra, palms together behind you. Maybe not. Maybe you just cross your wrist one over another. Open your shoulders wide. Open your right knee to the right. Breathe. Stand strong, stand tall. Breathe here. Release your arms alongside your body. Power your core, bring your right knee forward in front of you. Micro bend the left knee, bring your right leg behind you. All 5 toes are down, and then your chest forward. Squeeze your inner legs. Bring your arms wherever you feel you can sustain. Draw the shoulders back. Breathe here. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Slowly come all the way up and shake it off. Good job. All right, we have one last flow. Will take us with a little heat, and then we'll come to the floor with that particular flow and get deeply into the hips. So, feet together, smile, find contentment. You're almost there. Inhale, lift up, Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale here, go to the outer blade of your left foot. Lift up your right arm, side plank variation. If you need to bring your left knee down, please do so. Otherwise, you can stagger your feet, you can stack your feet. You can bring your right foot to the center of your mat, or you can even come to tree pose like that. Breathe here strong. Push the floor with this left shoulder. Good. Gaze down, release your right leg, whatever it is. Come into plank pose. We're going right into it. Go to the outer leg of your right foot. Push the floor, lift your left arm. Decide where you're going to be. Your right knee can always come down to the floor. Remember, your practice is your own. You don't get to impress anyone, and don't cheat yourself. Lift, 3, 2, and 1. Extend your left leg wherever you are. Come down with your hand, child's pose. Just to get you off your hands for a moment, breathe in, let it go. The storm is only short-lived. If we keep the storm in our head, we're always in a storm. It's always going to be a hurricane season in our head. But when we determine to find contentment, santosha, we turn the light on in our heads. And then we have clarity. Inhale, gaze forward, downward facing dog. Feet together. Lift your left leg up. Gaze forward, bring your left foot forward. Pivot your right foot and shorten your stance. Come all the way up. We're gonna get into warrior one. Before we do that, make sure you have your blocks in front of you or anything that you need. And now this is how I like to get to warrior one. Warrior one is one of the hardest poses. I like to keep my hips, my feet about hip width apart, and my right foot is turning towards 1 o'clock. My hip points are facing forward with my legs straight first. Then I'm gonna bend my left knee. Lift up your right kneecap, lift your arms. Squeeze, squeeze, draw the left hip back, right hip forward. Lift your hip points. Good. Now listen, from here, take your left hand to your hip. Come forward, lift up your right heel, bring your right hand to your block. We're going into reverse half moon. So lift up your right leg. Again, squeeze the legs in. And now from here, lengthen your spine toes. So shine your chest forward. And from here, twist to the left. Your hand will come last. Your right glute is strong, your toes are down. Draw the left hip back. Not an easy pose. Breathe here. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Slowly, slowly gaze down. Bring your right leg back. 3-legged down dog. Left leg goes back behind you. Open the hips, stack your hips together. Breathe here. And immediately we're going to pigeon. Left knee towards your left wrist. Now don't go down so fast. Tuck your right toes under and walk your right leg back. Lift your chest forward. Walk your right leg back a little more and then lower down. If you need a block for your hip, please do so, or a pillow, whatever you need. Relax the back of your foot and find any variation. It's really nice to travel your arms to the left or to the right. You're opening your hips now, so have fun with it. Breathe. As I said, try to go to a different venue in your body. If you go to the same pose again and again, try to dissect it, find something different. Slowly, slowly come back in front of you. Bring your hands in front of you. Shift your weight to the left. Swing your right leg forward. Okay, Jalusasana. So, left foot still bends. Dorsiflex your right ankle and I internally rotate the right hip. Find both sitting bones on the floor. If you have a block and a strap, I would highly recommend to put the block long setting along your foot. That will be your imaginary wall. And then you could put the strap over the block. If you're super flexible, even if you, okay, so if you're super flexible, I would just say take the block and put it there. Because then you're adjusting your body according to the proper alignment. Otherwise your body goes where it wants to go. The block keeps you accountable. So if you're not flexible, I would say block and strap over. If you're super flexible, put the block and then hold on to the block. Draw the hips back, draw the shoulders back. Make sure that you're not buried or your ears are buried in your shoulders. Draw the shoulders back and lift your chest up and over. Deep breathing. Nice. Inhale, ground your sitting bone, lift your ribcage up and come forward a little bit more. Slowly release it. Bring your right foot next to the left foot. Keep your left hand behind you. And as inhale, lift up your right arm and lift your hips. Gaze over the left shoulder, open your hip flexors here. Back bend, we've done it all today. Slowly, slowly, come all the way down. Bring your hands behind you, straighten your legs. You could bend your knees if you need to, and then bring your hands to your thighs. To your shins. Stay here strong, strong core. Squeeze your inner thighs, you're on your sitting bones. Maybe your hands go behind your thighs, and maybe you straighten one leg, maybe the second leg, maybe both legs. Squeeze here. If you have a different variation for Navasana, both poses do so. Feel the length in your spine. Shoulders back and down. Again, challenging pose, but can you find some santosha, some contentment in here? Slowly, slowly. Lower, cross your knees, cross your ankles, and then come all the way, whichever way works for you, we're coming to forward fold. So I'm gonna lift, bring your feet together. We have one last side. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. And I go back to your downward facing dog. Feet together, right leg lifts. Gaze forward, right foot comes forward. Pivot your left foot to 11 o'clock. Open your feet as wide as your hips. Hands to your hips, come all the way up. Warrior one is not necessarily, depending on the school of teaching, the longer your lever is, okay, the more I find that my left arch collapses. So I shorten my lever here, my distance is, my legs are shorter, hands on my hips, my leg is straight, I turn my hips forward. Then I'm gonna bend my knee. So now I feel that I need to go a little further back with my left leg. Okay, so I can bend that knee a little bit more, and then lift your arms. Engage your left kneecap, lift it up, breathe here. Lift your hip points up, lift your lower belly up. Beautiful. From here, gaze forward, find your block in front of you and to the left. Lift your left heel, right hand to your hip, gaze forward, lift up your left leg up. Engage your glutes. Lengthen your spine tall and then twist to the right. Squeeze the inner legs. Only when you feel ready, your right hand comes up. For 3, breathe 2, and 1. Gaze down, lower your hands down, left leg goes back, right leg goes back, open your hip, 3-legged down dog, open that hip, lengthen the left hip back. And There we go, pigeon pose, right knee towards your right wrist. Walk your left foot back slightly. Lift your knee off the floor just for the initial to lengthen. Breathe here, and now walk your left foot further back. Relax the top of your foot, relax your knee down. And again, if you need to modify, which I didn't say on the other side, my apologies. If you need to modify and you have knee issues, you can always go on your back and do the same pose on your back. Right ankle over your knee. You can lift your left foot and come a little deeper. If you're coming to the floor and you need a block under your right hip, please do so. And again, find a different place today for your arms. Somewhere new, it is going to be refreshing and untangling. Breathe, lengthen, exhale. Turn the light on into your hips. Relax your shoulders. Slowly, slowly walk your hands in front of you wherever you are. Bring your weight to your right hip. Swing your left leg forward. And we'll find Jalasasana on this side. So, turn your left thigh in, internally rotating the hip. Find your block and your strap or whatever you have, and if you have none of that, then your hands are straight. Remember, you don't want to bury your ears in your shoulders. The movement is coming from your hip. So lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Breathe here and then come forward. Find your block, your strap, draw the shoulders back. Lift your chest up and over. Breathe. It's not important how low you go. It's important how much can you open your hips and your back body. That's a whole back body and a hip opener on the right leg. So breathe. Long breath all the way to your lower back. Pause, exhale, let it go. Slowly, slowly come up. Release your hands. Bring your left foot next to the right foot. Take your right hand behind you. Inhale here. Exhale, lift your hips. Open your back. Lift your back ribs, lift your chest up, squeeze your glutes, inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down, come down to the floor, come down to your back. Wow, good job. Take a moment, surrender. Notice now, hopefully the opening and the openness of your hips, your back body, your shoulders, your mind, and enjoy that sense of contentment here. If there's any other pose you want to do, we're already inverted, we back bended, we opened, we strengthened. If there's anything else that you're longing for, please do so. Otherwise, just hug your knees to your chest and then give them a little massage just to even out your hips. Breathe, lengthen. Good. And now extend your legs out. Allow your arms to fall heavy, heavy. Allow your legs to fall heavy. Shavasana, well-deserved Shavasana. Again, in your mind, you break down the steps of your practice and you break down the steps of your challenges. We all are challenged, one way or another. If someone tells you everything is amazing, I always wonder, how true are they to themselves? But when we have the right tools, We have the light within us to use wisdom, to use compassion and awareness. Notice your back body supported by the earth, Mother Earth. And then envision from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet this sense of energy, as if you turn this inner pillar of light from the crown of your head all the way to your pelvic floor, bringing awareness and balance to our chakras, our energy channels. And those energy channels travel towards the arms, towards the legs. Envision those roots from your feet, from the soles of your feet, into the earth, illuminated, offering you a sense of stability, confidence, strength. And then to the crown of your head, offering you contentment, santosha, peace, joy, happiness. Your right arm is your masculine side, offers you stability, strength. Your left hand is your feminine side, offers you compassion, hope and gratitude, acceptance and forgiveness, first towards you and then towards others. Now bring your hands together to your heart center, to blend the two together, to find the balance. The yin and the yang. Your heart center is your sacred place, where your inner light is always shining, where your inner light is always there to guide you, protect you, and sometimes to remind you that you have lost your balance. Bend your knees. And roll over to your fetus pose. Make a pillow with your hands. And notice the freedom of your breath through your spine now. As always, before you leave your mat, hopefully you learned something from your practice today, and the most important thing is how to link your practice to your daily life. There's food or flight. Push your arm, come all the way to your seat. Ah, nice. Put your hands, cup your knees with your palms. Open your heart, inhale. Exhale, round. Lift your arms in front of you, inhale. Bend your elbows. Exhale, turn over to the right. Little twist here, lengthen your spine. With the power of your core, lift up your arms, inhale forward. Bend your elbows. Exhale, lift and lengthen to the left. Breathe. And lift Lift your arms, bring your hands to your heart center. Bow your head to your heart. Find this santosha, contentment, through your day, through your week, and hopefully it's a good tool for life. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any comments, I always love to hear from you. It makes me better teacher. And if you have any requests, please feel free. If you challenge yourself somewhere, go back to the video and work on that particular pose, whatever that was. I know I have homework to do. And then feel free to share that with friends. Thank you. I'll be here next Sunday. Namaste.